For assignment 2, our group will analyse the much-loved and occasionally reviled television show South Park. The critically acclaimed and multi-award-winning program by creators Trey Parker and Matt Stone was an instant hit after its premiere in August 1997. Now with over 200 uncensored episodes, it is shamelessly rude, crude, hilarious, and still as relevant as ever. By examining central academic concepts, ideas, issues, and debates in television cultures, we will explore how this controversially fearless and unhinged show secured its late-night slot on Comedy Central TV and became a vital part of pop culture. But what exactly is South Park? South Park is a fictional series, and an episodic one at that, where each episode is basically separate and individual from one another. Unlike a serial, which calls for a definite narrative progression and conclusion, a series has no end in view. Instead, its narrative progression is more or less confined to the one episode, with barely any character growth and development. Fictional series are distinguished by their constant repetition of basic narrative situations and characters. South Park, which is set in a fictional town in Colorado, focuses chiefly on the antics and shenanigans of 4 grade school boys, Cartman, Stan, Kenny, and Carl, where in each episode they face a new scenario without encountering any permanent effects. For example, when Kenny dies in the very first episode of season 1, he reappears in the next episode. In fact, Kenny has died over 100 times over the course of the series and has reappeared in each and every subsequent episode.
So there are 2 areas/themes in the course that we'll be exploring through the scope of South Park. We'll look at the differences and similarities South Park has to news and political satire, which falls under the broadcast to post-broadcast theme of the course. Through this, we'll examine South Park's audience and how the show encourages its viewers to interpret and interact with the world in certain ways. We'll also look at how South Park includes many qualities of segmentation in its episodes. The other theme we'll be exploring is broadcast to the nation/post-broadcast fragmentation. There are many similarities with this theme and the previously mentioned one, especially when we think about how South Park addresses audiences and constitutes a sense of the nation. Although this sense of the nation is usually a very critical one, South Park is a prime example of disruptive TV. It is not afraid to upset its audiences or other people that might not even view the program. Its more controversial episodes have certainly fragmented many members of society, not just in the US.
In terms of why we chose South Park, obviously we chose South Park because all 4 of us are really passionate about the show and have been fans of it for a long time. It's incredibly funny, and it's interesting how much controversy it creates among society. We're also really invested in the history of the show and examining the context in which certain episodes are developed. It is a generally controversial show that many people find disturbing or just downright bad. However, the show has a lot of important messages that it tries to convey, although often in humorous or dark ways. The uniqueness of this show has not been matched by many, hence why I thought it would be interesting to use for a project. We're also really aware of the material it can provide for our assessment. We want to explore how it is a more nuanced form of news and political satire, and how it's also a genuine reflection of cultures within society. South Park has many episodes that contain unique and prevalent messages and themes, including freedom of speech, religion, racism, and to be more specific, issues such as the Black Friday sales in the US, child trafficking, etc. In terms of choosing the extract, we will go through what we consider to be the best episodes in terms of message and quality, and choose 1 or 2 to focus on via group discussion and vote.
South Park is an animated sitcom, but although the main characters are 4 children, it's not your run-of-the-mill cartoon show. What separates this show from the rest is its dark humour and adult-oriented storyline. Although there are some things people in their early teens may enjoy, its humour would mostly be enjoyed by adults that are 16 to 40 years old.
In the US, South Park has been on the Comedy Central channel since it first aired in 1997. They've made 23 seasons, and the episodes have been distributed weekly. The weekly releases are also available internationally on Comedy Central's partner networks. The fact that a new South Park episode is produced weekly is something that we will definitely touch on in our final presentation. It's important in the sense that it allows the creators to react to the recent happenings of the world and develop material that can comment on that, a bit like news satire. There were 2 seasons of South Park where every episode was created before the season launch, and it was met with much criticism from loyal viewers. So we'll definitely examine that and look at how crucial their original weekly production model is to the show. South Park airs late at night on most channels it appears on, further creating the sense that it is a program for a more mature audience. It has also been available to stream on Hulu in America since 2014, and in 2019 Netflix bought the rights to show it across all of their platforms across the world. Paramount Home Entertainment has been releasing each season on DVD since 2003.
The imagined audience of South Park is adults who enjoy particularly dark and crude humour. It can be assumed that young males that enjoy darker comedies are the creators' imagined audience for their show. According to HollywoodReporter.com, for season 23, South Park averaged 1.4 million viewers per episode. Including 3 days of delayed viewing, it averaged a 1.29 rating among adults 18 to 49 within Comedy Central's coverage area, and a 1.9 among men under 35. This shows that at least for the show's most recent season, young adult men were the targeted demographic. This means that the show's creators, Trey Parker and Matt Stone, used its main characters to appeal to the imagined audience, creating 4 main characters, all young, foul-mouthed males. The show's themes, whilst very diverse, contain many male-oriented plots, such as competitive gaming, playing superheroes, etc. Parker and Stone are very critical of society, and they use South Park as a vehicle for them to satirize certain cultures, people, and issues within society. Most of their target audience will be people who feel the same way about society as them, but on the other hand, people who support or partake in cultures/issues that may watch South Park and realize that they are part of a problematic section of society. However, in saying this, most of their jokes and storylines are set up to make their targeted audience laugh. South Park is unique in the fact that it does not lean left or right. It is critical of all aspects of society.
This may be subject to change depending on how we go with research, but this is our initial plan of how we will all share the workload. Chloe will look into TV and other programs similar to South Park and then examine South Park's role in society in comparison to other mediums. Jana will look at South Park's relationship with broadcast nation theories and how its content reflects and comments on societal cultures. I will look at the history of South Park and how its content has changed over the years. I'll also look into the context in which our chosen extract was created in and examine how that affected the decisions made by the creators. And Sam will explore the relationship South Park has to news satire and delve deeper into the differences and comparisons of South Park to shows like Last Week Tonight with John Oliver.
Our production schedule is as follows. We will hold regular meetings on Zoom 1 or 2 times a week to discuss the direction our assessment is heading and ensure that we are all on the same page. In the meantime, we will also run a Google Doc which will include all our ideas and research. Over the next couple of days, we will decide on an episode extract to break down for the final presentation. Then we will dedicate about a week and a half to conduct our individual research on the themes we will each be exploring. Following that, we will hold a Zoom meeting to compile all our findings in order to develop and refine our critical opinion on how the text relates to our chosen themes from the course. We will spend the next week developing ways to encourage debate subjects and talking points for other class members after our presentation. After that, we will start writing our scripts for the final presentation. Hopefully within 2 weeks, we will have finalized them and have started working on the aesthetics of our PowerPoint slides. Finally, we will spend a couple of days rehearsing our script and putting the final touches on our PowerPoint presentation, ready to present in class.
And that is our pitch. Thanks for watching, Nonie.